Well, that story right there does it for Business at 1. Remember, the KPC IPO closes today at 5 p.m. And so watch out for those shares and watch out how that will go in March 9th and see how it will be listed on NSC. But that does it for Business at 1. Robinson Okenye is on standby at the country club remotely there. Robinson, over to you.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Kelly Boss. Yes, we are the current country club, and it's all about the 2026 edition of the magical Kenya Open. And remember, yesterday we had the Pro-Am, but the event officially teed off today in the morning. And so far, we have Nicholas Lemke on top of the leaderboard. He's carded 8 under for the day. But I know we have to ask ourselves, how have Kenyans performed? And the best performing Kenyan for the day has been Njoroge Kibugu, who's carded 4 under for the day. So probably we are hoping that BCA can even play better than how he performed last year, as well as other Kenyans that have played for here today, and of course looking forward to how they will be performing tomorrow. Joining me now to talk about the 2026 edition of the Magical Kenya Open is the DG of Vision 2030, Mr. Kenneth. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Good to have you here on KTN Sports. I mean, have you enjoyed so far the golf that has been on display?
The tournament started yesterday with the Pro-Am. Mm-hmm. The Pro-Am brings together amateurs and sponsors and people who are interested. It was a good set-off. But the real tournament starts today. And the important thing for Kenya is that we are going to have in the next 4 days between 800 and 1 billion eyes hearing about Kenya, looking at Kenya, looking at magical Kenya, looking at our country, and wanting to visit. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway we have here.
What's the relationship between Vision 2030 and golf?
Golf is a sport. And under the social and political pillar of Kenya Vision 2030, sports is extremely important. It is not just a revenue earner. Sports is also a way of giving our young people a pathway to a career. Sports needs to be a career. And the reason why it's very, very important for Kenya Vision 2030 is because Kenya has been a sporting powerhouse for the last 70 years or so, globally. From running, from rugby, from all sorts of sports. So Kenya has been doing very, very well. And it's about time we monetized the sports talent in this country, which is why government came up with Talanta Hela. Talanta Hela is all about making our children, not all of them try to become accountants, lawyers, and doctors. They are those with sports skills. They should be able to earn a comfortable living in the years when they're sporty from sports. So alongside Talanta Hela, government has put together a structured program to try and see whether we can make sure that sports pays.
And as Vision 2030, what are you doing probably to push some of the golfers that we have here, probably so that they can get better as the days go on, and probably so that they can play some of the big international events that we have?
Fantastic. As far back as 5 years ago, in 2021, Kenya Vision 2030 saw the gap. We realized that a lot of money, hundreds of millions, about 400 million, 500 million, is being spent on the event, but not on the sportsman, not on the athlete. So we decided to try and balance the scale by focusing on the athletes, because you find a lot of money is spent holding an event like this, but then you find that our Kenyan qualifiers are struggling to pay entrance fee. They're struggling to pay their caddies. They're struggling to get here in the first place. So we came in 5 years ago with logistical support, so that the players can stop worrying about how they're going to pay their caddy and think about playing. And if you look at Njoroge Kibugu, who walked away with 1 million shillings from Kenya Vision 2030 in 2021, 2022. Look at what has happened. That is proof of concept. Proof of concept that you invest in the structures, you invest in the event as well, but you must also invest in the players, our local players. And in the last 5 years, I want to commend all the sponsors who have come on board. Look around, ABSA, Sport Pesa, Diageo and Johnny Walker, the banks, NCBA. Look at even private sector like IMG, who have developed a tour, the PGK, who have done their own Equator tour. So in the last 5 years, there's been tremendous change in golf for the better. And this weekend, we are very, very hopeful that a minimum of 3 and anything upwards up to 5, 6 should make the cut. We're very confident of that. Having said that, it is extremely important for this country to make sure that we put sports on in a way in which is sustainable. We set up structures which are happening now. We have 3 tours now which are serious, and in those tours our players are shooting under regularly. Today we have seen Njoroge shooting under Celestine Sanzuera as we speak right now from Rwanda, because Kenya is Pan-African. We welcome all Africans to Kenya, and that is our policy as government. And all of them are doing very well. So it shows investing in the players makes a difference. And number two, having tours, structured competitions every week, for the whole year, brings us up to the standard where you can find Njoroge Kibogo in the top 10 today. And that is something very, very, very proud. We're very proud of that.
Final question before I let you go. You have 3 golfers that you are supporting in this tournament. Ndiza, Wahu, and Mohit Medrata. Yeah, I mean, why did you say that we have to give these guys a push in this tournament?
I think for me, this is just a testimony of the success we've had as Kenya Vision 2030 in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, nobody had a sponsor. Our players used to be mugged moving into the tee box by people offering 50,000, 100,000 bob. I put a price on Njoroge Kibogo. I said 1 million bob is a minimum any company should pay to have their brand shown to 500 million to 800 million people for 2 days. It is actually peanuts, and we should be paying these kids a lot more, because if you look at the value, the branding value they give to Kenya, whether it is a sportsman winning a marathon, like we're going to win many this year, whether it is rugby sevens, Division 2, want to go to Division 1, whether it's the WRC, which is happening in another 4 weeks, Kenya is a sporting giant. We're a superpower. We're a superpower in this world, and it's about time we monetized our talent, our raw talent, God-given talent, and we make sure that our children are not all trying to go and work in offices. Those who have a sporting talent should be able to see a clear pathway to being a professional sportsperson, sportsman or sportswoman, and making it. As we talk about Njoroge Kibogo through the IMG-sponsored Sunshine Development Tour, he's now off to play the Sunshine Tour.
In South Africa.
And then from there, we expect to see him in the DP World and the PGA. That's what we expect. Naomi Ofula has also gone the same way. So we want to encourage all the corporates to please realize the gospel we've been preaching for the last 5 years. There's more than enough for everyone, number one. 2, synergy makes all the difference. There's more than enough for everybody. No one brand can command a billion eyes. So let us cooperate as Kenyans, let us build the brand, and let us make sure that Kenya remains an attractive sporting destination internationally.
Thank you very much, DG. I appreciate for your time.
And
I know, yes.
Please come and support this tournament. Show up Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you can. Your child might be the sportsman you're talking about 20 years from now. Bring them out.
Thank you very much. Of course, the Director General of Vision 2030 speaking to us on why they are in this tournament. So also, I want now to... So, okay, you can go to... I know you want to go and watch some golf. It's okay. I want us to speak to, the main sponsor of the 2026 Magical Kenya Open, and that is ABSA. I have now Mwihaki Wachira from ABSA. Good afternoon, Mwihaki.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Are you excited now that the tournament has already teed off?
Very excited. Yesterday had a number of our clients and staff play in the Pro-Am. Today is the official day 1 of the Magical Kenya Open 2026 presented by ABSA. So really excited to be on course and to see the game going on.
Yes, I mean, you have had a very long-term relationship with Magical Kenya Open. I mean, what keeps you guys coming back year in, year out?
Yes, it's a 15th year. 15th year in a row for ABSA to participate in the Magical Kenya Open. The tournament is presented by ABSA, and what keeps us coming back is, as ABSA, we believe in sports as a unifying factor for Kenyans, right? If you look at the last decade or so, we've invested close to 2 billion shillings in various sports, and mainly it's for 2 reasons. One, it's a thing that brings great national pride whenever athletes are competing either locally or internationally, and so we keep looking for those platforms that we can have as brand assets, and we can collaborate with various partners to keep Kenyans glued, loyal. It's our way to engage with them. Secondly, it's the business ecosystem that comes from events like this, like the Magical Kenya Open presented by ABSA. If you look around today, I'm sure we are not least 100 vendors on site, offering various services, various things. And that for us is why we keep coming back, because it's an enablement of business. Our purpose is to empower Africa's story together, tomorrow one story at a time. And that's why we keep coming back every single day, because it's a way for us to bring that business platform to enable businesses to have conversations with customers, with players, and that's why we keep coming back. It offers us a great platform to be able to do that interaction.
Do you feel probably people understand how important is it when brands grow together with a sport?
Yes, I think in Kenya we have almost gotten to that point. I think we are quite there. If you look across the various sports, we've got big brands backing up the sports here in Kenya. But really we are learning also from the world. If you look across the world, brands like Nike, have been at the forefront of really enabling sportsmen and sportswomen and being at the forefront of sports. So yes, I believe even in Kenya we have gotten there, and that's why you see relationships like this spanning over 15 years. I know we are here for golf today and a golf conversation, but ABSA also supports athletics, and so we do see the value of it, and really it's a really core way of engaging also with the public, and with just fans, and to be able to bring to them an international tour, that is world recognized, to have all the eyeballs that watch this tournament as well. So it's a great platform for us, and yes, brands have gotten to that point in Kenya where they are collaborating either with the public sector or with sports federations to bring sporting to the people.
Thank you very much, Mwihaki Wachira. I appreciate for your time. She's the director, of course, of marketing and corporate at ABSA, speaking to us on why they decided to get into, or rather why the relationship between ABSA and Magical Kenya has grown over the years. But remember, we are still here camping here at the Current Country Club. We are waiting to see how Kenyans perform at the end of the day. Remember, Njoroge Kibugu so far has played 4 under, which is very impressive on day one. But we want to wrap it up there. And as I take you back to Ian Keitany, who's in studio, yes, yesterday Arsenal were held to a 2-2 draw by Wolves. So here are the highlights as I take you back to Ian Keitany.